Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be doing a full face of Glossier with just a little splash of Glossier play. So let me level with you guys real quick. When I first came across Glossier and I saw all of the things that they had to offer, I pretty much felt like it was going to be a big waste of time and money. However, I did end up picking it up for a very strange reason. Now, as many of you guys know, I am very skincare obsessed, and one of those things is, of course, SPF. You need to make sure to wear that so you don't get any of that sun damage all over your face. There are plenty of things I would like all over my face, but that is not one of them. So I noticed that a lot of my SPFs tend to leave a little bit of a white cast. Now, it's never anything too major, but I do have a bit of rosacea, and I found that the SPF cast tended to kind of like dull down the redness that was there, and then of course any of the rest of my skin, it kind of like lifted up a bit, so it would even out that skin tone, and I really liked the way that it looked. So when I started reading up on the Perfecting Skin tint that Glossier had, which is a very, very sheer coverage product, I was like, oh my god, so it might be like my SPF, but just with a little tint of color, so it wouldn't look like a white cast, but instead would just look like I had really good skin. So I decided to go ahead and check out the brand a little bit more, and they had slogans like, you know, skincare first, makeup second, smile always, and I was like, alright bitch, you got me. I'm gonna have to try this out a little bit. So I went ahead and picked up some items, and then I decided to pick up more and more and more items. Well, listen, they had a lipstick called Leo, and I'm a little bit of an arrogant, self-obsessed Leo, so I had to get that as well. Regardless, I ended up having a mini collection, and I figured that I would go ahead and show you how it operates on my skin today. And of course, they just did launch their Glossier Play line, so I picked up a couple of those things. So I figured, let's go ahead and jump on in. Is that burp Glossier approved? I don't know. So currently the only thing on my face is a little bit of skincare, and we're actually going to go ahead and add to that with a bit of balm.com. Now this specific flavor is birthdaybalm.com, and I guess it's based off of some famous cake flavor that's out there. I don't know, but regardless, it's delicious. It does have a little teensy tiny bit of shimmer in it. However, it is kind of freaking delicious. You guys know like my obsession with skincare that I can put on my face and I can't eat because I'm on keto. This is like all of that beautiful, wonderful, cakey goodness that I love. And I do have a mirror down here, so if you wonder where I'm looking, that is where it is. Now, the shimmer in this isn't very noticeable, so it's not like you're gonna walk outside, your lips are gonna catch light, and it's gonna be an instant disco party, which I'm sure some people will be a little bit disappointed in. However, it's just a really great experience overall. The scent of it is amazing. The fact that it has a little bit of shimmer is very, very nice. The packaging is super duper cute. Now, as compared to my favorite lip balm of all time, which is the Jack Blacks, that come in a whole bunch of flavors, this is just a little bit thinner than that, which, you know, is up to your preference. Sometimes I like a thicker one, sometimes I like a little bit thinner. Really, honestly, depends on the day. But the only thing that bums me out about this one as compared to the Jack Blacks is the fact that it doesn't have like a lip applicator. Now the balm.com is supposed to be able to be used anywhere on the body, so I get why it doesn't have a specific like lip application thing, because that would be kind of weird if you're placing it on different parts of your body. But my biggest complaint about specifically the birthdaybalm.com is the fact that all of this really cute holographic packaging, it's actually wearing off on the sides a little bit, and because of the fact that I purchased this kind of like for an experience, it makes it a little bit like, yeah. So admittedly, while Glossier is a little bit pretentious, I do have to admit that their packaging is on point. So as you can see right here, the Skin Perfecting Tint comes in a little squeezy bottle. But the thing that I love about it is I can shake the shit out of it and nothing comes out. It only comes out when you squeeze it onto your face, much like many of my exes. So as you can see right here, I usually just draw it on. I'm actually gonna look down in the mirror where it's appropriate. So the way that I use these is I just kind of like slap it on there. Then this is the reason why I like Glossier so much, because legitimately you just draw on your face and you smear the shit in, and it's absolutely amazing. So again, I'm using both medium and dark, and the reason I'm using them both is because I want to use them both up. There's no other reason than that. It's like I really just want to like get through these bottles so that I can legit just buy a bottle of like the perfect skin tint for me. But as you can see right here, application is just as easy as just smearing it into your face. And I recently just shaved, so I probably need a little bit more than what I actually placed on there. But as you can see, they just blend together onto your skin to create a really, really just pretty finish. Now, one of the things I will point out here is my skin does get red because it is a bit sensitive. Like I was saying, I do have a tad bit of rosacea. So touching it a lot tends to kind of reactivate that rosacea. So when you look at it now, it doesn't really look like it does much of a difference, but once that rosacea kind of calms down after me touching it, it just kind of like makes it even more of like a sheer blended out, you have a nice skin coverage, you know? And that's really what I'm looking for because of the fact that I'm so obsessed with just looking like I have really good skin, thus all of the skincare. This just kind of aids it a little bit more and says, look, we gonna catfish them and they are gonna believe you have good skin whether or not your skin is reacting. Now, one of the things that I really like to point out, because I've worn like full coverage foundations in the past, and my biggest gripes about them are the fact that they like gather in your nose area, and for guys, what they tend to do is they tend to collect on any of the areas where your hair is growing back from shaving. So I find that everything is just really smoothed out and very, very pretty. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you guys know that I also really like MAC Face and Body, and the big difference between these two is that I find that the Perfecting Skin Tint blends a little bit better with your skincare, and when you're using the MAC Face and Body, that always tends to result in the same finish, which is this very kind of like satin with a slight glow to it. Now, the Glossier, I feel like, tends to blend in with whatever skincare you have, and that's the thing that I love about it, is it blends in with your skincare and they never really disagree. So if you've got like a lot of face oil on your skin to like make it look dewy and glowy, it'll continue that glow. However, if you don't have as much moisturizer on your skin and you want something that's maybe not so like glistening and glass-like, you can use maybe like a more mattifying primer and just have it be slightly dewy, just a touch of dew. Now, next up we have the stretch concealers. These are very radiant, very dewy concealers, which I really, really love. I know that there's a lot of people out there that absolutely go gaga for Tarte Shape Tape, but I tried it. I even tried like NARS's Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I was like, it's not really all that radiant. Everything feels really, really drying under the eyes. So if you guys have dry under eyes, you can go ahead and use these, and they give you a nice like dewy glow. It's absolutely fantastic, and it looks really natural on the skin. Now, for me, I don't actually find that these settle in any of my lines, and I do have some fine lines there, but as long as you like tap it in and really blend it, if you're not like smearing like a large like layer of this over your skin and you just kind of like blend it in, it's just perfectly beautiful. So just like the skin tint, I like to mix a little bit of the medium and dark together, and you can see right there under my eyes how glossy and how dewy it is. I haven't put any of the dark in yet, but I kind of like am looking at it and I'm like, maybe that's more than I really need, but you know, just a tap of the dark is always good. And if I'm feeling extra, I do like to use the dark on its own, just kind of like around my nose to neutralize any of the discoloration there. And as I lean in very awkwardly, you can see that that is the base done. It is very, very natural. It's got a nice dewy sheen to it. But the big thing about it is it does not look like makeup. It just looks like my skin, but better. You can still see some of the redness coming through from my rosacea. You can see some of my moles and even like a remnant of a pimple that I had the other day. I mean, I could go and conceal that if I really wanted to, but I don't really feel like it's that big a deal. Plus, it kind of catfishes people into thinking, nah, that's just really how his skin is. He's still got imperfections and blemishes. You know, he's a normal human being. It's not the truth though. Alright, so I had to change my camera battery, so I figured that I would go ahead and show you how all of the base products look in natural light. And honestly, I think it looks really, really skin-like, very, very pretty, really, really natural, and honestly, if you encountered me on the street, I don't think that anybody would think that I was wearing any makeup whatsoever. And before we move on, I did want to mention the fact that the stretch concealers come in these heavy glass packages. I know when a lot of people were talking about Glossier's packaging, I was like, it's just a fucking G embossed on like a metal top, but this is weighty and heavy, and even though some people might say that they feel Glossier is really, really overpriced, I think that a lot of their packaging is very, very well thought out. So the next product I am super duper excited about, and these are the Glossier Play Night Shine Highlighters. As you can see, I have two different shades here. I got Pale Pearl as well as Platinum Rose. Legitimately, I picked up Pale Pearl. I loved the fucking formulation so much that I was like, well, I gotta check out Platinum Rose too, because I need both in my life for one reason or another. The two shades themselves are very similar. However, the Pale Pearl is a little bit lighter and does have more of a peachy finish to it, while the Platinum Rose is just slightly, just the tiniest bit darker, and it has more of kind of like a rosy taupe finish to it. I think it's very, very pretty. Both of them are absolutely gorgeous, and they work well on my skin tone. And for those of you guys who are wondering about my skin tone outside of Glossier, in the MAC Face and Body, normally I use about an N3, and if I want to feel a little bit more tan, I use a C4. Both of those shades do work just fine on me, kind of like similarly to the medium and the dark in the skin tint. Today I'm going with the Platinum Rose solely because of the fact that it's newer, and I really want to kind of rationalize the reason why I needed to add another liquid highlighter into my life. But as you guys can see, this is very tiny. It's like about the size of my thumb. That's how small it is. However, you do only need the smallest bit when you apply it. It comes with this little eensy weensy doe foot applicator, and it's perfect for tapping on just the right amount of product. I find that when I've watched a lot of videos on Glossier, people like do so many dots up the side of their face, but legitimately for me, I just kind of like pay attention to where the light catches, and really it's just on this spot right here, and I only need 2 dots. So I don't know if you guys can catch it, but that's how much product I need to do like my whole cheek highlight. Same thing goes for there as well. So I do have a very specific way that I like to do it, and it's really, I just go back and forth in the same area over and over and over again. And I find that because of the fact that the product tends to spread itself, I feel like I don't really have to do too much, because I see a lot of people going like all the way up the side of their face, and I'm like, no, you don't really have to do all of that. Now, I do have these bright ass lights in front of my face, so I'm not even sure if it's gonna show up. Oh yeah, you could see it. You could see it right there. Oh, I like it. So as you can see, when I'm tapping it in, I'm really not moving it too far back, but once I've got the majority of it blended out, I'll actually go ahead and blend it upwards just a little bit more. But I really want to keep that highlight focused right on the top of my cheek. I don't want to do too much to it. I just want it to be like where the light naturally catches, instead of like making this big crazy artificial streak across my face. Really all I'm looking for is that natural glow, and you get that right there. Now the other places that I place it is right here on my brow. So as you can see right there, I do have a natural highlight that occurs there, and I just want to go ahead and accentuate that. So 1 dot there. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do 2 dots. Let's do 2 dots there, and use any excess from that on the bridge of my nose. God, the Pale Pearl is so pretty. And as we are here basking in the glow of the Night Shine Highlighter, God, I fucking love it. I do have to put one of Glossier's products on blast. It's called Absolute Garbage, aka the Halo Scope Highlighter. Now this is in the color Rose Quartz. As you can see in the bullets, it is kind of like this rosy silvery tone. Now the reason why I absolutely hated this product is the fact that, like I was saying, Glossier, when blended in with my skincare, really tended to match the glow and glossiness of that skincare. This, however, as a highlighter, did provide some reflectiveness that was very pretty, but the reflectiveness was not glossy and shiny. It was more like a satin glow, which means that when I would place this on top of my already very shiny, very glass-like cheeks, it would dull it down almost like frosted glass. So the whole point of this was to make my cheeks look even glowier and really, really like bright, like let them catch the lights. Instead, they didn't catch the light, they filtered the light, and they dulled the light, so this product can get the hell out of here. not worth your money. Now, I'm gonna skip over the cheek products and save them for last because I could really fuck up this look pretty bad, and I kind of am enjoying what I'm seeing right now. So before we get into that depressed state, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the lip products that I have. So I have two of the Generation G lipsticks. Both of these are a sheer matte formula. Feels kind of weird on the lips, but I do really love them. And I also have one of their vinylic lips. So let's go ahead and start off with these. Now, when I picked these up, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I really wasn't doing too much when it came to lip shades. However, this was a sheer matte lipstick, and I kind of wanted to go ahead and give it a shot because it looked like it just made your lips look like your lips, but slightly better. So let me go ahead and run Leo across my lips. It's kind of like this cocoa-y, browny, goldy, reddy color. It's brown, okay? It's brown, as you can see. It looks really dark in the bullet, but when you put it on, it's really pretty. And hi dang, it's really ugly. Just know that the mirror is much further from my face than it normally is. So right there is one layer of the Leo. I'm gonna go ahead and toss on one more layer just to kind of show you guys that it can build up a little bit, but beyond that I think it might be a little too much. Plus, we're gonna have to try out a different shade in a hot second. And that is the Leo shade built up just a little bit more. Still very natural, but it does have just a little bit more of a punch. I just realized that I did not bring anything to wipe my lips on in order to do more lip swatches. So, because I'm a dirty boy, I'm just gonna wipe it off on my leg. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I wasn't joking. This is real. Yes, I'm very aware that my pants do not match. Now, one of the things that I do want to point out real quick is the fact that before I put on any of these like sheer matte shades, I like to use a little bit of lip balm. And in fact, if I'm planning on like wearing it for like a while, I will actually dab on a little bit more of that lip balm on top. So, let's go ahead and add some more of this birthday cake on my mouth that I can't eat. Alright, so we are all caked up. However, I will be honest with you, I'm slightly concerned that you're not going to be able to see this next color on my lips, and this one is like in the Generation G lip, whatever the fuck it's called. So this is actually, it looks, again, looks really dark. However, it is very sheer on the lips, and it's kind of like a little bit of like a berry rose tone, but of course it blends in with the color of your lips. So like I said, I just like things that make my lips not look so dead, and this definitely does that. So as you can see, slightly less dead, which is definitely the look that we're going for. I'm gonna go ahead and add on another layer just to show you that you can build it up a little bit. A little bit. This is Glossier we're talking about, okay? So the thing that I do have to mention about these is like the outer portion of my lips is very pigmented. So what I tend to find with this shade is that it'll do more tinting to the lighter part of my lips and help that blend into the darker outer portions. So definitely I also like Leo, and because of the fact that they're both sheer, you can kind of blend them together and do a little bit of a play. Which makes for the perfect transition into Glossier Play's Vinylic Lip. But of course I have to go wipe this off again real quick, so give me a moment. Alright, so we are all caked up and ready to go for another round, which may be the only reason that I really wanted to make this video, is to just have an excuse to put on more and more of that birthday cake all over my lips. But as you can see right here, I have the Vinylic Lip in the color Pony. It's got a sponge tip applicator, and you click the bottom, feels a lot like real life, and then smear it all over your lips, like this. I think that the best description for the Vinylic Lip is it's kind of like a cross between a cream lipstick and a gloss. It's shinier than a cream lipstick, but it's got more pigment than your standard gloss. It's really comfy on the lips, and you can go ahead and layer this to even more of an opaque color. As you can see, this is the only one, this is the only nude that they have in their set, and I hope that they do expand on that. So that's Pony with one coat. I'm actually gonna go ahead and add in one more coat so you can see what it looks like built up. Now that is the second coat on, a little bit more pigmented, but still very natural. And now it's time to get into the scary portion of the video, yes, the blush. Alright, and before I ruin anything with bad blush placement, I wanted to go ahead and show you the lip Honestly, I prefer it with like only one coat because I feel like it's a little strong with two. And it didn't really show up that way in front of the ring light. I feel like the ring light washed it out a bit. But as you can see, the highlighter is at work and I'm loving it. Okay, let's go fuck this face up. Now, the moment that I've been dreading the most in this video has finally arrived. Yes, we're going to play with the Glossier Cloud Paints. Now, the thing is, if you guys know me, like I was saying earlier, I do have a bit of rosacea, so blush was never anything that really appealed to me at all. I was like, why am I gonna put this blush on my face when I'm trying to hide my rosacea? Well, I decided to go ahead and pick up a tube to play with it and really just kind of push me over the free shipping mark, because I'm that kind of person who's like, listen, I don't want to pay the $5 for shipping, so I'm gonna spend, what is it, like 18 bucks, 16 bucks to get free shipping. Makes no sense, but listen, I do it anyway. So I went ahead and picked up one in Dusk, and then I got another one in Puff. You know, a puff for a puff, right? Dusk is this really gorgeous warmy brownie color. It kind of looks like baby poop when you put it on your hand, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. However, when you place it on your skin, it really just warms everything up a little bit. It's almost like the closest thing that they have to a bronzer, but it has just a little teensy tiny bit of red in it to kind of like let it bridge the gap between a bronzer and a blush, because my mouth is trying to blend them together as we speak. And Puff is on the other end of the spectrum. It is a very soft sheer pink, which I think goes really, really well if I want to just, you know, accentuate that rosacea. Now, because of the fact that I haven't been using blush for very long, I don't really know where to put it on my face, so I've been experimenting. Sometimes those experiments go well, sometimes not so much. So I might be a little focused on my blush application today because it's going on camera and I'm posting it to the internet, and it may be very embarrassing. So we're gonna put this on the pause. I'm gonna toss a little bit on my cheeks back here. I'm not gonna bring it so far forward because I feel like when I do that it looks kind of like clown cheeks. So I'm gonna kind of like tap it here in this general area, and then I'm gonna bring some down the bridge of my nose, because I think combining these two almost looks like that slightly I've been exercising outside kind of like look. And I mean, listen, we gotta catfish people, alright? That's just how it works in this day and age. I'm healthy, I run out in the real world. Who the fuck does that? I'm sure actually healthy people do. Like, let's be real, the only vitamin D that I get is from Grindr. So as you can see right there, those are the two individual colors. Then I'm gonna go ahead and blend them on the back of my hand and apply them to my face. All right, it's game time. Don't fuck this up, Rob. Where are your cheekbones? There, maybe. So the thing that I like about this product is it blends in very easily, and it's super sheer, and you can only mildly fuck it up. Maybe. I don't know what the camera is capturing. Maybe it's disagreeing with me as we speak, but it's very, very easy to blend out. So again, we're just putting it there on the sides, and we're slowly blending backwards. Please don't make me look real stupid on the internet. I've been doing it for years. Fuck. Who cares? Okay, that's not bad. That's not terrible. I can completely fuck it up. Oh, okay, this might be okay. We might be okay. Now, for the excess part where I do it kind of like on the sides of my nose, we'll see. Did that look like blush? Please, ring light, just fix all of my sins. I think I did it. I think it looks okay. It looks okay, right? Okay, so in the harsh light of day, I do have to admit, I might have gone just a little bit heavy on it. I could have probably pulled back, but I don't think that it looks half bad. I think that I did a decent job. I don't know, you guys let me know if I absolutely fucked this up, if I should have not done any of the blush whatsoever. However, like I was saying, you don't have to add so much of the pink in, because I did kind of like add an even amount. You can kind of stick with the brown to just keep it like a warm brown across your cheeks. But listen, That's what makeup is all about. I can just wash this off and start from scratch if I wanted to. Alrighty, and that about does it for my full face of Glossier. As you guys can probably tell, this is definitely one of my favorite brands out there. I love how it works so well with your skincare. It doesn't pill, it doesn't separate, it just kind of blends in very seamlessly. I love the fact that it leaves your face kind of like filtered. It doesn't necessarily look like you're wearing any makeup except for the really bad blush placements and maybe the overuse of it, but I swear we'll get it one day. I believe you me, I will do my research and I'll come back and I'll be all blushed out in the most appropriate natural way ever. But regardless, it does leave you looking so youthful, radiant, and natural, and that's just something that I always want to strive for. Regardless, leave me your feelings down in the comments below. Are you guys a part of the Glossier tribe, or maybe do you need something a little bit more full coverage? Are you looking to hide a couple sins here and there? Leave all of that down in the comments below, and a like if you enjoyed the video. Regardless, that about does it for me for now. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I swear to God we'll nail the blush next time, alright? I'll see you then. Bye-bye!